Many things in life follow steps. For example, if you want to make cornbread, you typically follow the steps to a recipe. If you would like to learn how to salsa dance, you typically follow the steps to the dance. And if you would like to learn how to tie a tie, you typically follow the steps for that particular knot. Test taking is no different. Following steps when answering questions can make you a great test taker. Here is our learning target today. Once a test taker has analyzed the question type, he or she follows steps to help determine the correct answer. Here are your test-taking steps. Please write these down in your notebook. Number 1, find the question or command. In a test, sometimes they tell you to list a detail or to underline a piece of evidence to support a claim. Here, they are telling you to do something. Therefore, that would be a command. Your second step would be to read the question or command. Your third step is to analyze the question or command. Your fourth step is to underline keywords in the question/command and read the possible answers. Then finally, you would then want to read the passage. Let's practice this together. The first thing that I need to do is I need to find the question or command. What I typically do is I look above the answers that are given to me. Here I see my question command. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to the second step, read the question. Here is the question. The writer wants to replace the underlined phrase to make her meaning more exact. Which word would make her word choice better? My third step is to analyze the question. So if I look at the question, they're asking me about word choice. Therefore, I know the standard is on word choice. Now I'm going to underline key words in the question. So if I look at the question, I know that we are replacing the underlined phrase to make the meaning more exact. Again, I'm looking for the word choice that would make her writing better. So now I'm going to read my possible answers. Rearrange, relocate, switch, or transport. So I know that this phrase probably has something to do with moving. I'm now going to read the passage, but because I'm just focused on the underlined phrase, I'm probably really only going to read near the underlined phrase. So here it is, move to a new place. I may look at the sentence before as well too to help me find my correct answer. It says the first library in the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., British troops burned the Capitol in 1814 and ruined many books. The library was then moved to a new place. So if I'm looking here at my choices, when we move something to a new place, we're typically not rearranging, we're not switching. We could be relocating or transporting, but for this particular answer, I think relocated would be my best choice to make the meaning more exact. What I would now like for you to do is I would like for you to try the steps with this particular question. Go ahead and pause the video. Once you have done this, go ahead and restart your video. All right, according to my step, the first thing that I need to do is find the question/command. Here is my question/command. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to read it. Which source would most likely give the student more information for the paragraph from his report? So because they're asking me about a source to give more information, they're probably asking me for a reliable source. What I now need to do is I need to analyze the words in the question. I know most likely is going to be important because it's bolded. More information from the paragraph for his report. What I now need to do is look over the answers, but before I do that, I'm going to look up in the directions to figure out what his report is about. It's about earthworms. So I'm now going to read my answers looking for what I know would be a reliable source. So typically someone from maybe an expert in the field or someone that has studied this. So it says moreaboutscience.com. Purchase our video about Milo the earthworm and find out what adventure he has as he burrows through the ground. Well, that sounds like it's maybe some sort of cartoon, probably not a very reliable source. The next one is from Science Animal Explorer. Here I discuss different animals I find every week in my backyard and which ones are my favorite. Well, I don't know who I is. I could just be a 7-year-old that writes a blog, or it could be a scientist. I'm going to leave that one for now. The next one is Science Under the Ground. You walk on top of the ground every day, learn about what crawls and burrows in the dirt before you. Okay, that could be reliable. It's about science. I'm going to read my next choice. Science Made Fun for You. Keep ground creatures from coming in your home with this exciting game. Well, game is not going to give me a reliable information. So here I'm left with B or C. Again, because I don't really know who I is, I'm going to assume that C is the correct answer. What you are now going to do is you are going to do some station practice. You are now going to complete 2 stations to practice following steps to determine correct answers. You may now begin your stations.